Hey everyone, this is Kwanro, and I am joined with Rise, and this is the losers match, the fourth set of the MSL Survivor Tournament Group 10. Here we're going to see BestGod fighting Kwanro, the two losers from the first two games. BestGod is, not good against Zerg, as we said. His stats, I think, before the series were something around the ballpark of 20% or slightly lower, so that is not a good win rate. Meanwhile, Kwanro, he's not the best player around anymore, but, wherever. But he's 41% against Protoss. It's also his weakest lineup. However, I do think he has a lot more innate, built-in, gaming sense and skill than BestGod does. BestGod also has not played a Pro League game since the middle of the summer because evidently his team hates him. He's only played in the OSL round of 32 where he got knocked out recently. But, out of practice and, whatever. I gotta say, Kwanro looks like a favorite to move on to the final game. But anything can happen. This is Destination, which is a kind of balanced map between these two. So we'll see what happens here.
Did you see how empty the audience was? They're like, oh god, BestGod's playing another Zerg. And it's Kwanro. Screw this. I'm gonna go get a drink. Let's go see if the bar's open. Probably not open though, considering it's a video game convention. So I don't know how many people drink in a professional video game scene. Certainly I would, being Irish, but I don't know if the rest of them would. Anyway, let's see. We got Destination. This is going to be. Oh, what do we got for in terms of stats on Destination for PVZ? Do you know offhand?
It's 24 and 20 Protoss versus Zerg. I actually memorized that, guys. No, actually I looked it up. But it's a 24 for Protoss, 20 for Zerg, so about 55% or so.
All right, so looks like well, fairly even. I mean, really, by the time you're that far out, it's a pretty even matchup, maybe slight favoritism, but we'll have to see. It looks like we're going to see a standard opening from BestGod, pylon out, probably going to be a Forge expand. We'll have to see if Kwanro loses his mind early on in a fit of nerd rage
like
and heads over with like 3 lings intending on destroying BestGod, which, by the way, is possible to do considering BestGod's record. So we'll have to see. That may actually work out for Kwanro for once. But anyway, it looks like he is going to go for pool first. 9 pool, or was that over pool? No, over pool. Sorry about that. So we are going to see a pretty fast pressure build coming from Kwanro. This, of course, is going to be scouted right away by BestGod, and he's going to realize that he's got to put cannons down first. Although he was recently in this position against Type B, so he should be very familiar what to do against a quick pool. Maybe this time he'll actually put more cannons up or research all those critical spells like Psionic Storm that he didn't do last game. That could have helped this situation, but for now we'll have to see what Kwanro manages to do. It looks like he is going to go put down that second hatchery now and start getting the economy going at the natural expansion.
Yeah, I mean, this is an overpool without gas here, so we're not going to see a lot of lings, most likely from Kwanro. At least it doesn't seem like it, but Kwanro is known to be very, very impatient, it seems, in-game. So who knows, he might decide, I don't need fast speed for lings. I'm just going to build lots of lings and just try to win. But anyway, doing a good job here, BestGod, of blocking the expansion. But it goes down, and meanwhile he is going to go for the Forge Nexus cannons, which is the standard thing against an overpool. You are allowed to do that, although you need 2 cannons. And not 1, as some of you may remember from the game between Magma and Sue, which you guys should take a look at, for the reason why you need 2 cannons. Anyway, nice job by Kwanro there, picking off the probe. It looks like actually we're just going to see 1 cannon, so once again, another Protoss playing a little bit risky here, and I think it's, nope, there's a second cannon. I think the longer distance on this map is going to make it okay. Also the fact that Kwanro only built 4 lings, he might have actually scouted that. With 6 lings, you really want those 2 cannons up quickly, right after the Nexus is done. Right after the Nexus
like I was saying, he's probably going to try to destroy him with only 3 lings, so he's gonna let 1 get destroyed. Oh, he goes right after the cannon, though. I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking. It looks like he is going to take that down.
Again?
The second cannon is going to go down. Oh, man,
Oh
and this
my
is going to
God.
look real bad for BestGod, taking out both cannons early.
Oh my
One ling
God.
out, so Kwanro is going to try to destroy him with only 3 lings. Oh, there are the other 2. Those are the 3 that are going to destroy him. And in the meantime, he goes for the 3rd hatchery and getting a 2nd expansion with that 3rd hatchery. And there are the 3 lings intent on destroying BestGod, who only is defending with probes at this point. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down.
God.
5 down!
What?
No, 4 down. He just barely saved it. Oh my God! But BestGod losing way too many probes in that exchange, and Kwanro doing a good job. Now going to a lair tag, probably going to see some sort of 3-hatch Muto, and continuing to pump lings, which he may actually go for a little bit of a run by. We'll have to see if he is able to do that. And he's in a pretty good position to take this game already.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with Protosses these days, and well, just 2 Protosses, BestGod and Sue, but messing up in the beginning with their cannons. This is totally elementary here. You need your 2 cannons, period, against 6 lings. And I thought for a sec maybe he was smart and had scouted Kwanro only building 4, in which case he'd be okay. But no, he built 6, and you know, there's no reason you can't skimp on that cannon, man. I mean, God, it's just so funny to watch Protosses mess up on this, because it's so elementary. But you know, that's what happened. Kwanro was aggressive there with his lings, and it paid off. Killed off a lot of probes there, and also cost him an additional cannon to build there. Of course, it looks like he only has 1 right now, but that's 2 cannons down. He's going to eventually need more. Looks like Kwanro is going to get that lair done. Still no Hydra's den, so we could be seeing a fast Mutalisk build here. On the other hand, we could be seeing a big macro build also, like the 5-hatch build we've been seeing all the time. But right now, at this point, his opponent might be behind enough in timing that he can actually go for the Mutalisks and expect a win out of it, although he doesn't have a 2nd gas up, so that indicates to me that he's probably not going to go for a fast... Oh, but that core is so late that, man, he could actually go for Mutas and take it, actually, because there's going to be no Corsairs out in time to catch the Mutas. So we'll see if Kwanro decides to take that option, and, you know, a 2nd gas will be very indicative of a Mutalisk build. Of course, if he builds more hatcheries, that'll be indicative of the sort of the 4 or 5-hatch Hydra build that we see.
Yeah, I would actually expect him to go mass Muta at this point. He must know that he's delayed him a lot. That Spire almost done, about 75-80% done. So he's going to be able to get Muta out before the first Corsair is able to get out, and that's going to put him in real good position to do some damage to the main base's economy, considering there are no cannons up there yet. Although, of course, there could be by the time he sends Muta over there. And 3 cannons at the natural expansion for BestGod in the meantime. So Kwanro, as long as his Muta harass is better than what we just saw against Fantasy, which you may have missed, Cholera, on your important phone call. He managed to lose like 4 or 5 Muta to just A-moving into Marines and never paying attention. And wow, that probe actually managed to squeeze in. So he's going to scout exactly what's going to happen here. But it's not going to matter, considering that the Muta are about to pop out at this point. Now throwing cannons down in a fit of desperation, and I don't know if they're going to be in time or enough to deal with these Muta as they head over there right now. We'll just have to see how fast these Muta can fly. 4th hatchery going down now, so we may see a switch into that 5-hatch build like you were talking, which would be a pretty interesting tech switch at this point. 3 cannons at the main, 3 cannons at the natural, a 4th cannon at the natural, I think, yeah. And we'll have to see it. Oh, they go down! They're attacking the cannon before the cannon even warps in, and that cannon gonna go down before it can do any damage. Corsair getting attacks in too, but not going to do enough damage as it goes down too off splash, and that 2nd cannon's going down, soon to be the 3rd.
Oh, man.
And BestGod is going to lose that entire base, man. There's no way he can defend that.
Well, he's got himself a shield battery of all things. He's constantly just trying to build more cannons here, and once again, I think this is going to be a losing battle here for him, just like it was last game against the Hydras. I mean, this guy and his late cannons, I don't know what to say. But of course, he couldn't necessarily know that it was Mutalisk, so I guess he had to wait for that scout. It was lucky he got in. And wow, man, his Corsair micro are also not good either. And he's meanwhile put up 3 Zealots to attack Kwanro's 2nd base in a desperate attempt to try to get him to draw the Mutas back. He's got that shield battery. He should be able to micro it pretty well. Oh, but Scourge! Sorry,
man.
You can't shield against a Scourge. Ouch.
Yeah, that didn't work out very well for BestGod at all. Again, probably considering a name change at this point,
my God.
continuing to fail miserably. wasting a ton of money again on cannons. Wow, this looks familiar, except against a different tech unit, which is kind of funny. Looks like Kwanro gonna lose his Muta. I don't know if he's gonna be able to hold this up, but it's not gonna matter. The amount of damage that he's done economically to BestGod is gonna be more than enough. BestGod cutting probe production at one of his nexuses, are not able to pay attention enough to it. Continuing to make Muta actually, so it looks like Kwanro is gonna stick with this for now, as it is working. And now that last goon about to go down, running back and forth to the shield battery. Corsair out. One cannon, but it's at the opposite end of the base. Kwanro doesn't even have to go near it to take out all the probes.
Why are... I know, the positioning is terrible. I mean, and also, just before, we saw the Corsairs not being microed. They were attacking one lone muta instead of the clump of mutalisks. And, you know, at pro level, with so few units, you got to be microing everything you got, especially when you got one Corsair as your entire army. That one better be correctly microed. But, you know, I got to say, Kwanro's doing a great job with his mutalisks. A lot of other Zerg players would have probably lost them earlier without doing so much damage. He was just great with his target firing, and now he's doing the tech switch to Hydras, and there's absolutely no way, I think, for BestGod to manage to deal with it, because he's only now getting his Templar Archives done. That's a lot of Hydras. Once they get speed upgraded, they're just going to be so powerful against that wimpy front door there of 3 cannons. There's going to be nothing BestGod can do. I don't even know if he expects Hydras right now, but he's got to, because, I mean, you know, a smart Zerg will always tech switch when you get too many Corsairs.
Don't Corsairs sound so wimpy? They're like, pew, 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 pew. Such a weak unit, man. They should have made it sound cooler.
They are.
But it does do about as much damage as a probe, so I guess it makes sense. Anyway, cannons going down. Some more cannons going down in the natural expansion of BestGod. So he's going to try to hold this off. I don't know if he actually saw those Hydras. He obviously saw the Muta, but he may have not seen the Hydras coming his way. Although he should expect them. He does expect them. But again, BestGod has been behind this entire game. He is not going to be able to take this out. He's going to take out all those probes as well as those cannons before they even go out. No, Scourge takes down one, and BestGod GG. So BestGod losing, the first person to lose, and Kwanro moving to the winner's match to face off against Type V in an epic ZVZ.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, both of them have one thing in common. They both schooled BestGod in how to play against Zerg. And BestGod's gonna have to go back to STX and probably not play another game for another season. But anyway, we'll be moving on to the final game. Thanks for watching.